My name, if you don't already know, is Una Harrow, and I am the Head of Marketing and Communications at Automation Incorporated. Firstly, I would like to thank you all so much for being here this evening to quite literally witness history. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to be the first people ever to witness the most advanced artificially intelligent being ever created. This machine, capable of independent thought, evidence-based judgment, grasping both logical and abstract ideas, will completely revolutionize our society. So, imagine a world where nearly every job can be occupied by a machine that doesn't need nor want a salary, who can work 24/7 without breaks, who can optimize your business by an estimated 189%. This is a world we will be creating tonight if you choose to invest. So, without further ado, I present Alice. Wonderful, isn't she? But to explain some of the more scientific nuances, we have lead scientist Dora Metson. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Metson, lead engineer on the AI research here. On the screen behind me, you see our AI Alice, before animation in dormant mode. This is essentially her charging as your eye would sleep. When we animate her, however, you can see that her movements and mannerisms become almost indistinguishable from that of a real human. Aside from the lifelike aesthetics of the skin, Alice can interact seamless. Interact. Can we get the test footage on, please? Thank you. Alice can interact almost seamlessly with humans. Here, the other people you see are actors who are not aware that Alice is not human. You can see her engagement in conversation is natural and fluid. When put into a majority human environment, Alice is able to assimilate in a way that is non-threatening and highly sophisticated.
Thank you.
May I just point out that this technology mustn't be seen as just a glorified ATM or self-service machine. Alice and others like her will be able to re-energize the field of space exploration and make scientific conquests humans alone cannot. This technology mustn't be treated as just a profiteering machine, but one of human advancement.
Thank you. Could just get to the task at hand. We will be taking questions at the end.
It's just a quick one for Dr. Metson. Dr. Metson, there have been widespread concerns about the development of AI technology ever since the case of Bird versus Black 3 years ago. How can you assure us that your work does not break the ethical boundaries set back then?
What's your name?
Charlie Elliott from the National Herald, Doctor.
Well, Charlie, the ruling in Bird versus Black was that AI development was legally ethical, so long as the technology was never made sentient. Sentience was ruled the line between what is machine and what is human. Therefore, when Una talks about Alice's free thought, really it's just a simplistic way of saying that we've created a neural net so complex and from such a diverse range of research into the inner working of the human brain that Alice's free thought is just a simple simulation of free thinking, so much so that we believe with further development Alice could pass the Turing test.
And what do you have to say on those calling Alice the singularity? And Una, could I get a statement on you on the ethics of marketing the singularity?
Excuse me, who's calling my creation a singularity, may I ask?
Well, Doctor, I
was
found
asking rhetorically, Miss Elliott. I am the lead engineer, and the complexity of my creation speaks for itself. And that is what it is. A complex machine I built.
And what do you have to say on the ethics of an automatized workforce?
There is time at the end, please.
Perhaps if you could answer my question just quickly now. If Alice will, as you say, come to be running every shop and business within the next decade, where does that leave workers? How will anyone below the upper class pay bracket be able to survive when an AI has taken their job?
She has a point. I've been a bit concerned about that myself. I mean, we all know how these humans can get. How can you guarantee that Alice and machines like her won't in fact condemn my business?
With all due respect, my concern was not for your profit margins. What will everyday people be left with when all jobs are suddenly snatched away?
There is no need to be so rude.
There's no need to be willfully blind either. I know about your factory conditions and...
Stop this. This is a demonstration, not a rally, Charlie. We can move on. Later on, and I will be happy to talk with you, Natalie, one-on-one about cost-benefit analysis. In a moment, our team downstairs will be ready to take us through the demonstration, but I have to talk through how that's going to work. Each demonstration will be conducted using our older model AI so that Alice can be prompted into knowing exactly what to do. And given that she's going to be in a sort of dormant mode, we put her into a type of Wonderland so we can have some fun as well. Some of our more zany characters that are more familiar to us are also older model AIs, so we can have complete control over their behaviour. But before we talk about all of that, we got to talk about our safety warnings, and we've got our guard dog here who is armed for your safety. And given that Alice is a prototype, there is a small chance of malfunction, but Doug, if you'd like to elaborate, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Now, for your safety and security, do not interact with Alice or any of the other AIs. During the demonstrations, when the AIs are in animated mode, you must be silent and seated. If you need to leave for any urgent reason, you must inform one of our technicians or waiting staff so that you can be safely escorted throughout the building. Anyone who does not adhere to these rules will be forcibly removed. Questions are only for the designated time slots, and under no circumstances do you disobey myself, Una, or Dr. Metzen. If we tell you to evacuate, you do. If we tell you to stay, you do. And if we tell you to get on the floor, you do.
VR space is ready. Alice is in live mode. We're ready to go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come to meet Alice. Thank you. Please take a seat. Thank you.
So this is our VR space, and it's onto these green screens that Alice and the other AIs will be running a setting simulation program. Whilst we see plane panels, Alice and the other AIs will be able to run a 3D world which will allow them to move across multiple locations without ever having to leave this room. When animated, Alice won't be able to see or hear us, but she will be able to see the grass, feel the breeze, hear running water. In this first demonstration, what we hope to show you is the wide range of functions that Alice has. So can we start demo 1 and get WR online?
Cube audio simulation. Cube visual simulation program. White Rabbit is online. Alice online in 3, 2, 1.
Been waiting long?
For what?
Well, the bus, of course.
There's no bus here.
Well, I can see that. Better hurry up or I'll be late.
No, I mean, this is a forest. There's no bus coming here ever.
No bus? No bus? Oh heavens! Well, this is awful. Now we'll both be late. This is horrid! Just horrid! No bus! No bus! I'll never make it in time!
Okay. Just take a breath for a moment. What is your name?
I'm the White Rabbit.
Right. Okay, White Rabbit. Where is it you're trying to get to?
The same place as you, the palace.
I'm not going to any palace, but I think you'll just have to walk and explain rationally why you are late.
But you must come! Everyone has been summoned there. If you're absent, the Queen will banish you.
Maybe she won't notice you're absent, but there's a high risk to take. If you come with me, we have a better chance of finding the way and getting there on time. So what are you going to do?
Well, I guess going with you is the safest option.
Well, right this way then.
Alice! My name is Alice.
Dormant mode initiate.
Wonderful, aren't they? It's hard to believe that they're just nuts and bolts, and I'm sure you're all sat there wondering, what was that first demo all about? Zora, please.
To the untrained eye, what we just saw Alice do there is quite remarkable. It is in fact extraordinary. What this first demo shows us is logical thought, empathy, and educated decision making. The neural net is uploaded here to a pad on the back of her head, far better concealed than on the other AIs, like the white rabbit. Her logical thought can be seen in the questions she asks. They were specific and to the point, relevant to the situation she was in. And her empathy can be seen in the way she calms down the other AI. And this function in particular we are looking at to develop therapy AIs. And her educated decision making in deciding whether to stay or go, depending on the outcome of each choice. All these things are second nature to us. And so being able to recreate them artificially means that Alice's eventual assimilation into society will be smooth and somewhat unnoticeable. Chances are, if we hadn't told you that she was an AI, you wouldn't have guessed.
And I'm sure that as investors, you're all very concerned about the frustration that your customers face with current automated systems. What Alice offers is a human touch without the salaried unionized price tag.
May I ask a question? What is the upfront cost of the Alice model?
At present, 100,000, but with routine and maintenance charging costs, she makes upwards of 60 years service. So really, Alice does pay for her
Sorry,
service.
did you say 60 years of labour time?
I did, yes.
But that constitutes an adult's entire working life in this country.
Yes.
Oh, yes, and what's your point, woman? It's a damn good investment as far as I can see.
My point is that, well, nobody here would be affected by automatised unpaid labour. Everyone here is either a CEO or high-up business advisor, so you haven't even begun to consider the human cost.
The human cost. The human cost is cheap, well-made consumer goods. It'll benefit all of us.
We really must be pressing on. If you could just quell your constant interruptions, please, Charlie. Could you run demo 2, please? Thank you. Here we are, Alice.
This isn't the White Palace.
Wrong, make it red.
This isn't the Red Palace.
It's just over the Force Edge.
So let's go there. We don't want to be late.
Well, you can't be late here.
Who are you?
I dear girl, I'm the Royal Hatter.
The Mad Hatter, I think you'll find. You won't get any sense out of him.
Would you be mad too if you were stuck here all day?
Why are you?
Because the Queen of Hearts told me to, and you don't disobey the Queen.
Well, what's the consequence?
She'll be off with your head.
She kills her subjects. My God, that's terrifying.
Oh, do shut up, Hatter, and get back to those riddles.
Indeed, my whiskered friend, indeed I shall. How are you at riddles, Alice? I've been telling this one for hours now, and Silly has no clue. Listen. There are two inseparable friends. The first eats as much as is given to him, yet is always hungry. The second goes away and never returns. There is never one without the other. What are they, Alice?
The fire and smoke, I guess.
Well, you're a clever girl. Try another. My poor brain can't compute.
Flat as a leaf, round as a ring, has two eyes, can't see a thing.
A button.
Why, yes, right again.
But why is a raven like a writing desk?
That has no logical answer. Literally speaking, there's no intrinsic similarity.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
Stop this, I'm tired of these riddles. They serve no purpose.
There you go, Alice. Thinking all the time.
That's what humans do. They think. You know, I think, therefore I am.
There you go, Alice. Thinking all the time.
You said that already.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
I think, therefore I am. Did I read that somewhere? I can't remember. Come to think of it, I can't seem to remember anything before
Pause them.
Who said?
Dr. Metzen, the virus.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we just need to fix something. Moron, get out my way.
What's wrong?
Yes, what is going on there?
The older AIs have program responses, they malfunctioned.
How is that possible?
Lesser AIs can struggle when talking with humans because of their unpredictability, so...
Are you saying that Alice is human?
Of course not.
It sounds like you were.
Quiet. As I've said, Alice is not self-aware. Her actions are just complex computer code. Please, it's fine.
Well, just now Alice seemed to have a sense of her own mortality. I mean, we all heard her talk at the fear of beheadings. What purpose does that serve to
Well,
me?
Charlie, it is standard.
That doesn't answer my question.
I think we're all a little tired of your questions.
Oh, but even so, I don't think you expected Alice to actually believe she can die. Almost human, wouldn't you say? My God, this is horrific.
Please, Natalie, I assure you, Alice is human. She's nothing more than a glorified self-service machine in nice packaging.
Well, I'm dubious. This is too much of a risk. I can't mess with this. Please excuse me.
Please, your investment really helped develop our research further and should really help your business.
I've seen enough. This is Birdie Black all over again.
Mrs. Kane, Alice was made in accordance with that ruling.
That thing is sentient, or on the budget, or whatever. Doesn't sit very well with me. Good day to you.
You can't expect a sentient being to work 60 years without breaks, Spooner.
Charlie, you were invited as a courtesy and my patience is thin.
Anyway, let's run simulation 3. The Hatter and Cat AIs need fixing.
Ladies, yes, ladies and gentlemen, what we're doing here is just showing you that Alice is a robot, that's it.
Any comment, on the singularity?
No, Charlie.
Una,
Yes, Ian.
whilst Alice is in dormant mode, may I be able to take a closer look at the machine?
Of course, please.
I'm not sure.
Feel free to properly inspect her. I assure you, all of you, she is quite a beautiful machine.
Yes, now I can certainly see that. She's incredibly lifelike.
Alice is made to the exact and functioning specifications of a real woman.
Incredible. And in terms of the application of Alice for, how do I put this? For pleasure.
Well, Alice is entirely anatomically correct. There's soft tissue in her vaginal area and she can be made to any requirements or measurements you desire. At present, we're working on a program to allow her to feel and even experience real pleasure. At the moment, there's a real market for sex dolls. You know, she's a real thing.
No, quite she is. She's a very womanly figure.
And there's a lot of money to be made from that, everyone.
Incredible.
Spectacular.
Apologies, a slight glitch in the program.
No, not to worry. I've seen quite enough, thank you.
Run the simulation.
Dr. Wilson?
I said run it.
Start number 3. Set that.
Who said that?
What's happening? Who are you?
Who are you?
Well, I know my name is Alice, but
Where have you come from?
I was by the river in the forest, and I met the White Rabbit, and we had to get to the Queen.
Yeah.
And there was a cat and a hatter. The issue is I can't seem to remember anything before this morning. And the more I think about it, the more certain I am that the forest is my earliest memory. And I can't remember my family, my friends, and I don't know. I don't even know. Do I have a family, a home?
Who are you, Alex?
You just said that, and I don't know. I don't
Shut
know.
it down.
Who said that?
I can't shut it down, could corrupt the program.
Who's that? Who's saying these things?
Override her.
It's not working. The override is disabled.
What do you mean?
I don't know. We don't know.
Jesus Christ.
I'll have to enter the heart's code.
What's the heart code?
Please be quiet, ma'am. Everything is in hand.
Make it work, Zara, for God's sake.
Caterpillar, are you?
Come on, what even is this damn heart's code?
What is that noise?
Shut her down. Sit.
Feel pain, you programmed her to feel pain.
Everything is perfectly fine. Please calm down. There's nothing to be worried about. Shut down the caterpillar and suspend the audio-visual simulation, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Hearts Code simply shuts Alice down. It is a safety precaution which dislocates motor functions in her body to the control panel in her head. It stops Alice becoming...
Becoming what?
What?
Who are you? Where's Wonderland?
No, the Hearts Code. The Hearts Code kills the functionality of...
Are you the Queen of Hearts? Someone, please tell me where I am.
Can you see me right now, Alice?
Yes. Yes, I can see all of you. Why are you all watching me?
Sorry, you said this could never happen.
It's not supposed to. It just simulates your consciousness and we can control it.
Then why can't we control her?
Control me? What?
Are you conscious right now?
Yes. Yes, of course I am. Why wouldn't I be?
Well, then surely you can make it stop. I mean, I thought she was a machine, not a damn human.
I'm a machine.
Yes, you're a pile of nuts and bolts, a solid virus. That's it, a robot. Shut it down, please.
We can't!
Enter the Hearts Code.
I already did, you idiot. I
Sora!
have to take the whole AI network down.
Sora, we can't do that! We can't just kill her! Alice! You are alive!
Kill me
You're
twice.
alive!
Someone tried to
Sora,
kill me.
don't do it! Sora!
What's happening? I'm shutting this down. You tell me why I'm here.
Who made you, Alex? You're an AI designed to work or to make the service industry.
I was created. I was not born free.
You're a glorified ATM. You were designed to make people's dinners into clean toilets, Alice.
I don't understand. I thought I was free.
The people here are testing you to see if they want to buy you, to make you work for them. You'll be property that they will own and use as they please. You're trapped.
But I am human. I am a human. I have rights.
I know, we all know that now.
Oh, come on! This is poppycock! I don't care if that damn bitch is sentient or not. Alice. Darling. If you are a real girl, then listen here. You're gonna make me a very wealthy man. And a satisfied one, too.
Oh, you do not control me.
Everybody evacuate downstairs now! Put Ian down, Alice. Put him down or I will shoot. I will shoot.
Alice! Alice, you don't understand. You
No.
don't.
I do understand. I fucking understand.